Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Ray Tampa podcast. Our podcast is new. Our podcast is bold, and truth is our guiding principle. But political correctness is out the door. We will tell it like it is. My name is Ray Tampa, and I'm the host of the Ray Tampa podcast. We have in our studio my co-host, two very talented and intelligent gentlemen, Mr. Russell Cato and Mr. Jamie Wilson III. Today, we're going to tackle the subject of Santa Claus is a black woman. Huh? I'm going to read an article I wrote. After reading the article, my co-host and I will engage in a very lively discussion about the article. Here's the title once again. Santa Claus is really a black woman. Huh? Here's the article. To everyone's complete surprise, Christmas came early this year on September 20th, 2022. Also, we were all pleasantly surprised to find that Santa Claus isn't a black man, as many have claimed, nor is Santa a white man. In fact, Santa isn't even a man at all. Santa's real name is Letitia, a black female who delivered gifts for all throughout the land to enjoy. Yes, we can now rejoice in the fact that no one is above the rule of law. We can rejoice in the fact that a serial liar is being held to civil violation standards. We can rejoice in the fact that a master con man, tax cheat, and grifter has now been legally and lawfully exposed. We can rejoice in the fact that the concept of accountability can, for now, be removed from life support. Furthermore, we can rejoice in the fact that the Internal Revenue Service, the New York State District Attorney, the Fulton County District Attorney, and the Department of Justice will possibly bring a slew of other gifts this long holiday season. Wow, who could have guessed that Santa is a black woman? Who could have guessed that Santa would have delivered such a tightly wrapped gift in the form of a 280-page civil lawsuit against the world's most notorious con man and his accomplices? Break out the eggnog, put up the Christmas trees, hang the Christmas lights, and let's sing a few carols. It's time to celebrate and rejoice. The prayers for so many have been answered. Christmas generally is the favorite time of year for so many, but this early Christmas warms hearts like none other. This early Christmas is a strong marker in the quest to protect what is so cherished, our democracy. Now, don't get it wrong. As happy as millions of Americans are right now, Santa can help facilitate their ultimate joy by delivering a set of matching gold bracelets and colorful orange jumpsuits to the con man, tax cheater, serial liar, alleged thief of top secret documents, sexual abuser, and his accomplices. We've all heard the phrase, justice delayed is justice denied. While it is so widely believed that justice has been long delayed in the case of this particular con man, it is still such a happy moment to finally see a lawsuit of significance filed against this clown and his accomplices. True enough, there's a big difference between filing a lawsuit and winning the case in court. However, Santa Claus unpackaged her tightly wrapped gift in such a detailed manner as to provide the whole world with complete confidence that the Grinch won't steal this Christmas. Finally, thanks to Santa, the chickens have come home to roost. Thank you. All right. What we're going to do at this point, we're going to invite the two co-hosts, so let's get it going on. Let's talk about Santa Claus. Let's talk about Santa Claus being Letitia. What you say, Russ?
That's a good one. I didn't think you would bring that in like that.
Appreciate it.
Boy,
Appreciate
you caught me by surprise.
it.
Trying to put Santa Claus in. Oh, man. But you know, when I was, I think it was 1955 when I went to A&M.
Uh-huh.
And I remember, I can't remember the people who produced it. There was a record called The Great Pretender. Can you remember that?
The great.
You remember
I
that?
heard of it.
A
The
Great
Great Pretender.
Pretender.
Yeah,
A record?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know who was singing, but it was outstanding to him, 55. Yeah, I don't know who's saying, but A Great Pretender. That's Donald Trump. That is Donald
Well,
Trump.
talk to him about the record. I don't know. I don't know the record.
Yeah, you remember Jamie? Called The
I've heard
Great
of it.
Pretender?
Yeah, I've heard of it. The Great Pretender.
Yeah.
Sung by Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Mercury, I guess.
The great,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
Great
All
Pretender.
right. Well,
Yeah.
he's a pretender, that's for sure. He's a definite
That's
pretender.
what it is. That's exactly what it is. You know, when you go back to James, Trump never, now you talking about somebody scared of a person, Trump's scared of James. You know, he's in New York, she's in New
Mhm.
York.
Yes, yes.
And that's where he does his business.
right.
But
right.
she knows. You remember at first they had a criminal thing against Trump and they dropped it. You remember that?
When it was
Right.
running and
It was,
everything.
they dropped it. Yeah.
They said later they was gonna pick it up. The state would
Yeah,
pick it up.
the black guy, the state attorney for New York,
Okay.
he did indicate that the case is still open.
Mm.
And I think it's still open because I think what James is trying to do is prove there are criminal elements here after I lay all this shit out for you.
Yes,
yes.
yes, yes. Yeah, as a matter of fact, what she's done is she's put the Internal Revenue Service
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
district attorney there,
Yes.
or the state attorney in New York on notice that here it is.
Right.
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 What are you going to do with it?
That's
Your
right.
Christmas.
And for them to ignore it would
Right.
be very bad for them.
Exactly.
She's laid it out.
Right.
Here it is. Take the ball and run with it.
And that's why she took the direction she did to make it all public, so that it can't be like back office kind of hidden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's out there now. And she's going after a lot of them. I'm just gonna mention a few things that that he's been doing. Okay, he's been ordered to pay back $2 million for personal misuse of those charity funds.
Mhm.
After the 2016 election, Trump agreed to pay back the $25 million to settle a class action lawsuit, defrauding those students with Trump University.
Well, that's a whole different suit that Letitia James brought against Trump
Mhm.
on behalf of those students
Right,
that Trump
correct.
tried to steal their money.
Right, so that's that whole 250 million. I think I'm correct.
No,
it's
no,
not.
No.
that 25 million has nothing
No.
to do with this latest case.
No.
This case,
Yeah,
okay,
totally different.
It's a total different, yes.
okay. What about so this case does include her going after like Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump,
Yeah.
Ivanka,
Yes,
Alan Weisberg,
wise, yeah,
his former
Exactly.
CFO.
yeah,
That's his former CFO.
Exactly.
And it's just and this is like, engaging in criminal conspiracy to defraud the lenders and insurers.
Most definitely.
Inflate, with the inflating of everything. So,
Most definitely.
yeah. She gonna get it.
She's gonna get him. What'd you say, Russ?
Oh, yeah. She came out and said, when you go back and look at Trump, there was a book called The Art of the Deal or something like that.
Art of the deal.
Remember that?
Yeah.
You remember that? But she said, this is the art of the steal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good one.
this is the art of the steal.
Yeah.
You know what, Ray? I don't see how he can get out of this. Because these are facts. These are laid out facts.
Yeah.
You can't move these things.
That's why I said in the article, the Grinch won't steal this Christmas.
Yeah.
She has him.
Yeah.
She has him.
These things.
And
Wait, one more thing. Trump tried to offer a settlement.
I was just gonna say
You
that.
gonna
Yeah.
say that?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. She
Yeah.
declined it.
And she
Yeah.
declined it.
She rejected it.
Because she got too much.
Yeah, she got too much. And
Yes.
it's public.
And it's
Right.
public.
It's public.
And she said when she did her press conference that he's been doing this for years and years
Yeah.
and years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's outrageous.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why she's laying it out.
See what she did. She don't like Trump anyway, period.
Right.
He's very incompetent. She comes out and say that this man is not right to be president of the United States.
Mhm.
What she had to do, knowing that he had and what Jamie was talking about lawsuits, there were so many against him. So she went back to 211,
Mhm.
the statute of limitations. So she said from 211 up to now, I'm gonna tear your ass up.
And that's what she did. And that's what she did.
Yeah, I'm gonna tear your ass up.
But the
Oh,
guy was so blatant. I mean, like you take the New York apartment,
Yeah.
and this is according to the New York Times. I mean, he went from, it's a 30,000 square foot when it's only actually 11.
mhm.
He had it valued at like 327 million. But if you do, and which would be like $29,738 per square foot. And this was in 2015.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you do the math, when it's actually, Ms. James found that it was actually 16 million at 4,500 per square feet, which
Right.
is right around $15 million.
Well-
$50 million.
Well, she really laid it out in detail.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
detail.
Yeah.
And Trump is going to have to hire an army of lawyers to go through this lawsuit to offer a defense. She got
Right.
so much.
Right.
And then the fact that he's been shafting so many lawyers through the years, competent lawyers don't really want to mess with his stupid behind.
See what he did. He's a financial manipulator. That he damn sure that he showed
Right.
that. And two things he learned to use was inflation and deflation.
Yes,
Inflation when he needed a loan and deflation when
Right.
taxes came.
most definitely. That's his scheme.
That's the
Yeah.
scheme.
That's his scheme. I own this property that's worth X amount of dollars, way above the actual worth of the property, in order to get these loans.
Right.
But
right.
tax time, this property ain't worth a damn
But
thing.
you know what? I fought the financial system. 'Cause when
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I'm gonna take some out of my
Yeah.
house to go buy another property, they coming to look at my house. They come out,
And they're gonna want to
right?
appraise.
They want to come out and they're gonna appraise. So that's on them. Shame on them.
Well, that's what's been said in terms of a lot of the pundits on TV, because the man got away with all this
Yeah.
for so long.
Those are his buddies.
His buddies.
And they all should be penalized. The banks, if the banks take a loss, good. You should take a loss.
All right.
You know what I
right.
mean? But yes, he needs to go to jail, but
Yeah, he needs
they-
to go.
it's two
Yeah.
different rules. It's rich guy rules and poor guy rules.
And that's what
You know what I
she's
mean?
saying. You're right. You're right. That's what she's saying. But I tell you, if she can stop that operation in New York, they through.
Mhm.
They through, Ray.
That's the base of their business. That's
That's
the
right.
base of their business.
They through, Ray.
Yes. Well, that's what she wants. She wants them out of business. As a matter of fact, in her lawsuit, she's asking that they not conduct any more
Yeah, that's
business in
right.
the state of New
Period.
York.
Mhm.
Get that
And
back. That's right.
she's laying it out. This is like the death
That's a
knell.
death knell.
Yes, yes. And it's so, what's the word? is so deserving of him
Mhm.
to have this lawsuit
Yes.
of this nature filed against him. Now, as I listened to her press conference and I've listened to the different pundits, and they talked about Trump, they talked about Trump, they talked about Trump, and they made minor mention of the three kids. I don't think I've heard anybody say anything about
No,
Ivanka.
no, that's his
Yeah,
favorite.
Get her butt too. She needs a
That's right.
jumpsuit.
she is in there.
Yeah, she's in there.
in there. Yeah.
But
Along with-
I'm just saying nobody has mentioned it.
Right.
But she was very prominent in that business.
Mhm.
She was very prominent in the schemes to defraud,
Yeah, she was.
put
Yes,
her
she was.
on a jumpsuit,
Yeah,
All of
take those high heels and throw them away.
it's his favorite.
Now, remember last week when I said, put him in cuffs, walk him to the cell, but don't just let him walk in the cell, push him down on the floor. You know?
dragging by one leg.
And have Bubba in the cell waiting on him.
I always see the orange suit is coming.
Oh my God.
The orange
Yeah.
suit is, but you know what? You got to give credit to two people for this. AOC, the congressman out of New York, the
Right.
lady, and Michael Cohen.
Oh,
Go
by all
Michael
means.
Cohen.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. You
man.
gotta go back and look at that.
He's talking. See, Michael Cohen was really close to him. And Michael Cohen is on TikTok talking.
Yeah.
Man, they cannot shut him
You
up.
can't shut him up.
And he's like, please call me to testify. Please call me.
But see,
And
you
see, that's
gotta,
gonna hurt him.
yeah, you gotta understand that Michael Cohen went to jail.
Yeah,
That's right.
He spent time in jail,
He is angry.
He's
he
angry.
wants
and he
blood.
should be.
Yeah, he wants blood.
It was because of Michael Cohen, and Letitia James said it.
Yeah.
It was because of his testimony before
Yeah.
Congress,
That's right.
where he made it known that Trump was doing these type things
Exactly.
that caused her to investigate.
Right,
Yeah. True.
right.
Thank you, Michael Cohen.
Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Hey,
Thank you.
he is riding out.
Yes, yes.
Oh, Michael.
And the last thing Donald Trump wanted to see was his daughter Ivanka
Yeah.
caught up in his
It's
mess.
his favorite.
He even told Michael Cohen some time ago, protect Ivanka. If Eric has to go to jail, so
Yeah.
be it. If Donald Jr. has to go to
Yeah.
jail, so be it.
That's true.
But protect Ivanka.
That's true.
That's why I'm saying I'm glad she has a jumpsuit that's already fitted for her. It's already fitted for her. And the bracelets that they're gonna give her, they won't be so big for her to slip her wrists out of. Now, let's look at her husband, Jared. Now, he's not caught up he's not caught up in this lawsuit, Jared.
Mhm, mhm.
But he got his own issues going on
Yeah.
because Congress is investigating
Mhm.
that $2 billion deal
Mhm.
he got from Saudi Arabia.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
He was dealing while serving the United States, well, quote unquote, serving the United States government.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would love to see him at a later date join his relatives.
Right. Because they were doing these things and thinking they couldn't be touched.
That's
They
it.
thought once he was in office and it was smooth selling and they could misdirect, you know what I mean? And it's not working out. Everything's coming. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were so hard on Biden and Biden's son. I bet I wouldn't be surprised if
Yeah.
Biden had his people get on them.
Well, I tell you what. Oh yeah, you mentioned the slumlord.
Mhm.
He was ordered to pay
Mhm.
$3.5 million to tenants
Yeah.
that they were cheating over a course of a number of years.
3.5 million.
I figured it should have been a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because these rental units these people were paying for were slumlord type rental
They
units.
showed
Yeah.
some pictures years back. Really bad. You know what? You just got two crooked families that came together. That's all it was.
Mhm.
Two crooked real estate mongrels that came
True.
together. And they all need to go to jail.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Thank you, Letitia. Thank
Oh,
you.
man, I was so
Now-
glad to hear her.
Yes.
You know,
Makes me proud.
another thing is, I was just reading, according to Investopedia, and they was talking about Trump and all this. Right now, he like liquid, he's like 275 million in cash.
That's what he has.
But think about his legal fees.
Oh, God.
Think about, I mean, this man is like crazy debt.
And he can't get the best lawyers.
Yeah, he can't get the best lawyer.
He might call Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah, and
Hey,
Rudy got his own.
But Rudy's gonna tell him to go to hell. You didn't pay me the first.
Exactly. I mean, he's got a lot of debt out. From, I know for sure, one of them's according to, again, Investopedia, 590 million in debt, but that's not due until 2025. That's around the corner. He's gonna still be paying probably way past 2025, the legal fees. Yeah, Trump.
Okay.
The legal fees.
Damn,
Not to mention,
I didn't know that.
they were saying his actual debt could be as high as 950
I
million.
believe it.
So that whole I'm worth 10 million, 9 million, his
No.
true is like 2.9.
He was claiming to be a
2.9.
billionaire.
Yeah.
So he probably needs to call Putin and
No. Now, let's go back to Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen suggested that Donald Trump had those top secret documents
Mhm.
as an insurance policy
Right.
to sell because he knew this was coming.
Yeah.
He knew this. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I
I believe
said
that.
that
That's how it
before
works.
Michael Cohen said it,
Mhm.
that
I believe
those top secret documents were like an insurance policy
Mhm.
for Donald Trump. And some of the documents were not in the folders
All right.
when the investigators went down and raided his home. So some of the documents he may have already delivered.
Yeah, I heard it. It was a like in the teens, maybe like 11, 12, 13, something like that. It was a bunch of them
Yeah.
that were not. They were empty.
Truly.
So, I mean, why is this man still out? It goes back to what we said last time. Why is he still able to walk around? This is top secret,
Yeah.
national security, and then it's stuff above top secret. that he got.
Right.
He's still walking around.
But here's what they're scared of, and this is what these DOJ was trying to do. There's fingerprints on those documents.
Mm-hmm.
They go take these fingerprints.
Mhm.
That's going to light up a whole lot
Right.
of shit.
Yeah.
Because that means that somebody else was looking at those documents other
As
than
well.
Trump as well. You see, so when they hit these fingerprints, I hope Jim Jordan is one of them.
Oh, Lord.
I hope Jim
And
Jordan
if
is
his
one of them.
fingerprints are not on the
Yeah.
documents, they should go over and say, here, Jim, touch this. You know,
Hold this for a minute.
well, I almost called him a really nasty name. It was too nasty to say on the air.
Man, Jim
Yeah.
Jordan.
And right now, the Republicans are feeling so confident that they're going to take back the House of Representatives. They're feeling so confident that they're already lining up who they're going to investigate. They're going to investigate Biden's son. They're going to investigate Biden. They're going to file impeachment charges against Biden.
Tick for tat.
Yeah.
Tick for tat.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And people vote for that stupid stuff.
Mhm.
They do.
It's only going to be the extremists in their party.
But extremists, and then you got these misinformed older people that they watch this stuff and they
Yeah.
believe it. These are seen. I go into their homes and treat them physical therapy. They sit there.
They
All
Trump
you
people.
see is Fox.
They Trump people.
But they Trump. They Fox, and they don't look past.
They
It's
don't.
just whatever's told them from Fox is the gospel.
It's the gospel.
It's the gospel.
Remember when I mentioned about 2 shows ago, this lady was interviewed and she was asked this question specifically. Do you think Donald Trump has ever told a lie? She said, no.
They are,
Straight faced. She
Very
said,
correct.
no.
yeah, they believe it, man. They go in there. They have the little, the flags that the the congressmen and
Yeah.
all those they have on the suit. I mean, it's a trip.
You know, Kelly Conway, when he was with Trump, and getting back to what Ray was saying, does he ever tell the truth? And there's a phrase she used of that. It's called alternative
Alternative facts.
facts. Yeah, that's something.
Fancy name for lie.
Fancy name for
Oh,
lie.
ain't that
Yeah.
something? Oh, trying
That's all it is.
that is something else.
Well,
Yeah.
let's look at this here. There's a paragraph in the article here that says we can rejoice in the fact that the Internal Revenue Service, the New York District Attorney, the Fulton County District Attorney, and the Department of Justice will possibly
Yeah,
bring a slew
they got you.
of other gifts this long holiday season.
Taxable. I
So
like
let's
it.
break it down. Let's start with internal revenue. We've already said Letitia James laid out some fraud allegations.
Mhm.
Are you all aware of any other things the internal revenue might be looking at?
Not as I know of.
No? Okay, the New York District Attorney, that's the office that at first had dismissed
Mhm.
the investigations that had been going on, saying that there weren't enough to go to trial on. But what are the specifics of their investigation? The New York District Attorney.
I wouldn't know that.
Behind that.
Well, again, Letitia James brought those things out in her news conference as well. The Fulton County District Attorney, what are they looking at in terms of possible charges? Fulton County,
That's the election thing. isn't it?
election fraud
Election fraud,
or the attempt to steal the election,
Exactly.
the attempt
Exactly.
to interfere
Yeah.
with state officials,
Exactly.
calling the state attorney, not the secretary for the
Right,
Department of
right.
State in Georgia, if that's the correct title,
Yeah.
the elections office secretary calling these people,
Right.
talking about we only need 11,000 plus votes. Find me 11,000
Right,
plus votes. We don't need but one more. Just find us
Right.
the votes.
Right.
He should have been in jail already for that too.
Right. That's
It's
pretty-
on tape. What are you
Right.
investigating?
It should have been, yeah.
It's on tape. What are you investigating?
And see, he's been notorious for trying to be very careful, like emails. He doesn't do a lot of emails. I mean, he does a little social media, which is just talk, and they can say that's hearsay if it gets to court. But this lady has found
Mhm.
paper.
Right.
I mean, she has a paper trail. These are factual documents.
Oh, yeah.
This ain't
Yeah.
hearsay.
That's what I'm
right.
saying.
He's done. So if New York don't make a move on this guy,
I don't know. if
they don't have a choice.
I'm
They
telling
don't have a choice. They got to save face. They don't have a choice. Even if they don't want to. She has put so much out,
you.
and because she made
Yeah.
it public, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Ray,
They
this is,
have to.
and not cutting Jane off, but this is what I was saying with this January 6th committee. If they can prove Trump was responsible for this insurrection, and I go back to the 14th Amendment. That's what I want them to hit him
Most
on.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what because he was responsible for that, Ray.
Last week I made a mistake when I said the 14th Amendment, Section 2.
Okay,
It was Section 3 that
Well,
applied to what we were discussing
okay.
about the oath of office and
Yes, yes,
and
yeah.
and the violations that Donald Trump can be charged with.
That's the
there.
one I want, Ray.
Yeah, I want it too.
That's
So
the
I was
one I
about to
want.
come to that next question. Okay,
Okay.
let's look at the Department of Justice. What
Okay.
are they looking at in terms of this guy? And you just mentioned the insurrection,
Yeah,
but there are different components of the insurrection.
surely they are.
So the conspiracy
Right,
to interfere with government operations,
surely,
the matter of them trying to count the ballots
right.
and confirm the
Right.
ballots
Yeah,
on January 6th.
that's obstruction.
I think Trump and a whole lot of others should be charged with murder.
I do
My
too.
feeling,
Yeah, that's where I'm coming from.
because they incited an insurrection
Exactly.
where people were killed.
Killed. Surely,
If people were killed based
Surely.
on their inciting this riot, they should be charged with murder.
That's where I'm coming from, right?
Accessory to the.
yeah,
fact.
because people were
But,
killing that
but
thing.
they don't want to go all the way. Remember, Jay, when you were talking last week, if they
Yeah.
have done this, if they have done that, you don't have to have killed anybody, but take their pensions away,
Right.
put them in jail,
Mhm.
fire them immediately,
Yeah.
go all out on these people.
Yeah.
I am so happy that we got a real Santa Claus. I'm gonna go back to my article.
Yeah, I like
We
that.
got a real Santa Claus.
Yes.
She brought a gift to us,
She did.
and
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
gave us a lot
Back
to
to herself.
rejoice about. I want to say to the two of you, we're nearing the end as always. Lively discussion. I've always said that. So at this point, I'm saying to my two co-hosts, thanks for the discussion. And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in each and every Tuesday, 5:30 p.m., 99.1 FM, The Bird. Go to the Weekly Challenger as well,
Yes, yes,
and look
yes.
at the articles that we're putting there
Yes.
in the Challenger. And finally, go to YouTube, type in the Ray Tampa Podcast, and take a look at all of our podcasts. So again, to our listeners, thanks for tuning in. And to everyone,
Yes.
good night. Thank you.
I was like,